Hello, Scorpio. So this is your love and relationship reading for August 2018. All right, I'm going to cut the cards in just a few more seconds. Okay, so here we go. I have an Ace of Swords. I have Page of Pentacles. I wonder how cups will play out here. This is a Ten of Pentacles, lots of earth here. I have a Page of Wands, no cups yet. I have everything else. And let's see if the King of Cups shows up. That's your significator. I have a Four of Cups reverse. That's going to go in the center of your spread. That's significant. I have Six of Swords, my favorite tarot card. And this is shown up in the same position way back, I think, for Aries or Pisces. I have the Magician. I have Strength. I have the Chariot. Whoa. Big whoa. No major arcana in the past or present influences. I can't help but laugh when the cards turn out this way, when the oracle sends a definite message here. It's always pretty amazing to me. Yeah, no major arcana cards here in the past and present influences. But then when we get here to this future influence, the last row, it's like gangbusters. For some reason, I'm getting this. For some reason, I get the sense of very slow energy, especially with the pentacles here. Pentacles represent earth. Earth is very solid, very grounding, barely moves. And then you have that Four of Cups, and this is the only card with cups that you have. Being emotionally stuck. But when the Six of Swords comes along, definitely feels like all of a sudden you get yourself unstuck. It's like, okay, I'm gonna get it together here. If it comes down to me, I'm gonna be the one to make the move here. So I love this spread already. Just my first impressions. So yes, 3 major arcana cards, which I will get to because they're all very affirming here. And what they all have in common is they're all about your personal power. Your personal power to transform and change the situation. And not let your watery emotions and feelings determine what you decide to see and what actions you can take. So I'll get to that in a second, but let's look at this first row with the past influence. As I said, pentacles are so slow. But it's a good thing because especially people with earth energy, if you're an earth sign, whether you're a Capricorn, a Taurus, or a Virgo, you're more practical. You deliberate. You don't rush into things. And then you decide, when am I going to make my move? That's when I will make my move. So the Ace of Swords is about clarity and truth, having perspective. And along with that Page of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles is also associated with doing research, problem solving. And so you've got a very strong combination here with the Ace of Swords and Page of Pentacles, because it tells me that there's still some action figuring out the problem, trying to get perspective in the relationship, and taking your time. So you have this Ten of Pentacles here, and this is about prosperity. That it's not necessarily, it's different from the Ten of Cups, even though they both look and their interpretations might be similar. This Ten of Pentacles is about the physical, material aspects of a relationship, the prosperity. It can even mean the financial status of the family and the relationship. And because 10 is always the number of endings and new beginnings, I feel that, for some of you in your relationship, you're starting to move into another level, where another level of commitment. It's sort of like some of you are in relationships where it might have been a little bit more casual, but then you decide, or the relationship starts moving to a better place. And that's why I'm happy the Six of Swords is here. So when we come here, Page of Wands, and Wands are definitely significant here. The fire is significant because you do have now, in addition to the Wands, you have Strength with Leo the Lion. This is the card of Leo. But yes, note the wands. He has a wand. The magician has a wand. This person rowing the boat has a wand. You have all the elements here. You do have the swords. They're in the boat. Clarity versus the grounding nature of earth, because this boat is wood. It's from a tree. So the swords give you perspective and clarity along with the boat, which is keeping you stable. You have your oar, which is the wand. It's your intent. It's your personal power. It's your will. And you're using that personal power to navigate your emotions. So I think it's interesting here with that Four of Cups in the middle. And especially when it's reversed, this is usually a very selfish card. Sometimes though, especially since it might be attached to you, since you're water, this could be a reversal to where you've been hurt so much, you kind of like fall into a depression. That's what it means when it's reversed. You're in a little bit of a funk. You're like, this isn't working out for me. I don't see the point in trying anymore. But it feels like this Page of Wands comes with a little jump start. So we got some wands, personal power here, personal power here. It's almost as if some of you Scorpios were tired of a particular situation and finally started doing something about it. And so that's when I start seeing things really start to come to a close, and then it feels like the energy of the relationship, you decide to take this a step further, or you decide that you're going to start making changes in your own life. And as consequence, when you change, the relationship change. You also change the energy of the other person, because they cannot react to you the same way. When you change the way you respond to a person, whether their actions are good or bad, you change their response as well. Because then they have to, in a relationship, they have to adjust. They have to change to this new, you create your own reality. So when you change your reality and the way you react to things, the other person has no choice. They have to react as well. But when you are afraid to change, when you're afraid to take risks, and you keep accepting, all the crap, then that person's just going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. or the situation will just keep playing out over and over again, you know. You've heard that saying, insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. And so I kind of feel here at this point, Scorpio, you've done a little personal reflection. You're looking at why you're unhappy in this situation or with a partner or love interest, and you're deciding, I'm going to take matters into my own hands. And so that's when you get this big, big shift. The Magician is all about personal influence and power. And I also want to point out, especially with the Strength card, pay attention, they both have that magical infinity sign above their heads. What does that mean? The infinity sign is magic. It's personal, using your personal power to create that magic, that change, that transformation, as so within, so without. And so there's when you use your personal power and your intent, and here's the thing about magic. In magic, many people might think of a magician who pulls a rabbit out of their hat. And then there's some people who think of the occult, you know, making weird rituals or sacrifices or things like that. Magic is something that's accessible to anybody. And magic is about making reality match your personal vision. Making what you want to have happen, happen. Okay? And so this spiritual, otherworldly magic comes from your personal power. And so few people use it. And maybe you've listened to Tony Robbins and a lot of motivational speakers like The Secret. You know, some people say that's new agey or hokey, but it really, really isn't. Okay? When you change what you see, you can change the way you think. And vice versa. When you change the way you think, you can change what you see. You can change your reality. And so it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful that you've got these two powerful major arcana cards latching on to that inner strength and that inner power. And the result of that is that you've got this powerful chariot moving forward, harnessing the power of the conscious and subconscious. And this is also an important thing to understand about magic, that many times our subconscious, when we are stuck, when we are in turmoil in our lives and we're wondering, why isn't this working out? Why isn't this relationship working out? It's because many times our subconscious patterns of thinking do not match up with our consciousness. Sometimes we try to hide the hurt and pain, and our subconscious will definitely act up when we do that. You know, when we try to keep things out of our reality and pretend they don't exist when they do, we get a lot of turmoil, and we keep participating in those negative patterns in our relationship. So this is very significant here with the chariot, because you have the dark horse, the subconscious, with the white horse, and then you have the moon reinforcing that it's a matter of following your intuition and your personal power and making it happen. You can make anything happen that you want. And I think this is a wand in the chariot, the warrior's hand here, because he's driving the horses in the direction that he wants. So if you look closely, yes, there is a wand in his hand as well. He's latching on to his power of choice, his power of will. So very powerful reading for you, Scorpio. Make it happen. So I'm pulling your outcome card. You have a Page of Cups. This is lovely as well. It's not associated with Scorpio, but look at this little girl. She's full of love and trust. The fish is important. The fish is about, it can be about fertility. Sometimes the traditional meaning, you know, animals like the lion, animals have a lot of significance. You have this dog here. The dog is about trust and security and faithfulness and commitment. So you have this little girl here with a cup in her hand, and pages are young people. Pages also deliver messages. And the way I'm feeling this out is that I feel like some of you are going to be very optimistic about your love life. Something that you thought wasn't meant for you or wasn't going to happen. Might happen after all. I feel like you're going to get a lovely message. I feel like some of you Scorpios who've been frustrated with your love life are going to get a new start or a new beginning. Even if you're still with your partner, I feel like some of you Scorpios, that water energy is going to renew your faith and optimism in yourself and your capability to love. Because as I said, I kind of feel like that Four of Cups reversed with some of you losing faith in relationships and faith in being able to be in a loving, committed partnership. So I see this as a definite personal shift for you, and I think that's wonderful. Okay, so that was your reading, Scorpio, and thank you to all the Patreon sponsors. Just know that my Patreon sponsors, they got this video July 8th, a couple weeks before I usually post my readings. And if you want, you should consider becoming a sponsor. You can be a sponsor for $1 a month, or you can make a one-time donation if you like the readings. So thank you guys so much for supporting me. Very grateful. And I hope you're having a wonderful summer. So I wish you love and light. I'll definitely see you next month. Much more fun stuff coming on the way for not only my subscribers, but my Patreon sponsors as well. So I will see you next month, and take care.